Good morning. Good morning. It's great to see you all today. Thanks for letting me speak here before you. You're such a wonderful audience. You always have been. So let's get things started. Slide, please. This is practically child neglect. Bad parenting, maybe. When I look at this picture, what I see is a nation hooked on high fructose corn syrup, hooked on bread, hooked on meat, hooked on dairy. I see growth hormone being injected into our dairy products, into our meat products, and I see the almighty dollar. For these two kids here, I see a lifetime of degenerative and chronic illness, which in the medical industry and the pharmaceutical industry equates to profit. What I do absolutely see here is a crisis that must be addressed on a nutritional level. I have worked at a chiropractic office for the past 3 years, and I've had many conversations with the doctors there about nutrition. Before gathering supporting information for this speech, I have been on websites and looked at news articles and watched videos on the paleo diet or a raw foodist diet. I looked through several books, and I've actually tried these out for myself. I also received an A in my nutrition class, and I can tell you one of the most basic concepts is what you put in your body is going to have a direct impact on your cells, how they function, how you feel, and how well you can fight off disease. So understanding nutrition, it's important and crucial to you because, and everyone living today and future generations to come, because our species is the sickest it has ever been. Today, we're going to start by looking at the problem, and then we're going to address the cause and then the solution. I invite everyone here to challenge and doubt everything that I tell you under one condition. When you leave here today, you go home, you do the research for yourself, and you apply what you learn. So let's start with the problem. The problem is diseases of affluence are becoming all too common. Slide, please. BeyondVeg.com, in 2007, the article Nutrition on Opposing Viewpoints gives a general overview of our nation's health in relation to nutrition. 31% of men and 33% of women were obese in 2007, which leads to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and cancer. The leading cause of death in 2006 in the United States, which was found in the World Almanac and Book of Facts, has the leading causes of death. Number one is heart disease at 25.9%. Could you imagine 25% of this room losing their lives to heart disease? At number two is cancer at 23%. Number three is stroke at 5%, followed by number 6, which is Alzheimer's disease, and number 7 was diabetes mellitus. In addition to these common illnesses that we get as we get older due to obesity, we also have prevailing mental and neurodegenerative diseases that we've developed in our species. The 2010 article, Effective Food on Emotional Well-Being and Mental Health, shows evidence that food has a direct link to the progression, the prevention, and the management of diseases such as anxiety, depression, attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, schizophrenia, and Alzheimer's disease. So all of these diseases, believe it or not, are preventable through proper nutrition. Now that I've explained to you the problem that we're seeing with our health on a more common basis, now I'm going to tell you what the causes of these problems are. Slide, please. So this slide here, provided by BeyondVeg.com, or at least the statistics are from BeyondVeg.com. It shows us 50 million years of our primate ancestors eating a diet specifically of fruits and vegetables and a little bit of meat in the form of insects. That's 50 million years. The agricultural age over here, that's 10,000 years. And we've been eating that way ever since, and we hardly eat any fruits and vegetables anymore. So the main reason we have these degenerative diseases is because we're not giving our bodies the nutrition that it requires. This is 50 million years of fruits and vegetables that our DNA has coded for this body. It expects every time you ingest something that it's going to be in fruit or vegetable form and maybe some meat. So we're not giving our bodies what it has evolved from. Additionally, the other reason that we're getting these diseases is because we're putting things in our bodies that our bodies have not even adapted to. Before the agricultural revolution, you didn't have bread. Grain was considered to be a staple, grain was considered to be a starvation food that you would eat if there was nothing left to eat, but now it's a staple of our diet. We have it in bread. Breastfeeding would be the only source of dairy that you would ever know, but now we have it, in a lot of our meals. Basically, before the agricultural revolution, if we didn't hunt or gather our food, we didn't eat it. The 2009 Journal of Medicinal Food, the article entitled Evolution of the Human Diet, concludes that our major deviation from our 50 million years of fruits and vegetables to the agricultural revolution, that major deviation has increased in diseases such as obesity, cardiovascular disease, and cancer and diabetes. Now that I've explained to you the causes of these diseases, I'm going to give you the solution. Also on BeyondVeg.com, there's an article, the author, he's a hygienist, Ward Nicholson, has an article, Paleo Diet versus Vegetarianism. Ward Nicholson believes that we should be eating according to our adaptive biology. So again, that would be the 50 million years of fruits and vegetables and some meats. About 2.5 million years ago, that's when we started eating some meat. You can see that on the chart over there. That some meat wasn't an abundance of fatty, salty meat that we have today. In fact, according to the Paleo Diet by Dr. Loren Cordain, he believes that we actually scavenged for that food. It was mostly brain and bone marrow, and I don't suggest that we go eating brain and bone marrow, but it was a little bit of meat, and it was never cooked. About 140,000 years ago, that's when we started cooking our food, and some raw foodists believe that cooking our food will create toxicity. It denatures proteins, destroys enzymes, and kills the bacteria in the food, which bacteria is actually necessary for our bodies. But then about 40,000 years ago, that's when we were eating as hunter-gatherer Paleolithic ancestors, where we did not eat anything that we could not hunt or gather. And this is where I suggest you begin your journey. In conclusion, the agricultural revolution has brought a plethora of diseases to our society. If you ever find, God forbid, that your health starts to decline, you may want to check and see what it is that you've been feeding yourselves. Had you been eating off the menu of our Paleolithic ancestors or ancient primates that have been thriving off of that diet, or have you been eating the diet of the modern man? As for the two young fellows at the beginning of the speech, they're going to be transitioning from a life of Happy Meals to a life of medically prescribed candy. Slide, please. Well, it looks like candy anyway. Right now is the time to change the world one bite at a time. For some, people can change immediately and forever, but for people like myself, it takes trying every single day. But can't remember that kicker. Right now, you must abandon this sinking ship of nutrition, and you must take charge and invest in the most important thing in your life, and that is your body. Thank you.
We have a 5 for time.